Hello everyone. Welcome back to our bow making series. We have just a couple more classes left and I think we will hammer out all the bow making issues. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. This is a totally different view for you because I felt that with this particular bow, angle is important for instruction, so that it's easy for you to replicate. So we're doing it side by side. So like you're standing right next to me is the view that we're going for. So let me make sure we are live on all of the things. So it says we are, but it's always good to just double check. Let's go ahead and do this. We are live on YouTube. Facebook's just taking a little bit, and we are live on Facebook as well. Hi Kim, hi Linda, hi Elizabeth. So today we are making, I have just a Christmas tree topper bow, but I on my thing, I think we're theming it Grinch, kind of like a Grinch theme. So let me go ahead and type in the chat for those of you that need information. Okay, we should be set. So, tree topper bow. I promised you last week, we went over the ProBow, how to do my bow on the ProBow, and so today I promised that we would cover the tree topper bow. So that's what we are doing here in our live for today. So if it's your first time joining, come on in, let me know where you're from. We are broadcasting live on Tuesday, August the, I think it's the 5th. Is it the 5th? I think so. Oh, my watch is dying. Yes, August the 5th. So we are doing Christmas tree topper bows. What you will need is a ProBow the hand. You will need 3 full 30-foot rolls of ribbon. I have a couple that are here from Costco and from Sam's Club, and then we'll see if we have enough to make this one a go. We can always add different tail combinations, but at least to get the bow built is we should have enough on here. It doesn't seem like we would though. I do have another one that we could use in lieu of, but I like these combos. So I like the Christmas trees. Those are infamous Grinch trees, even though it doesn't say Grinch. It feels Grinchy. And then I have this red with a lime green stripe. And then, like, here's the other one we could use, which is just the red. So that would be the color combination for that. And I'm praying that we have enough. I think so. So we'll try it. Worst case scenario, for me, I pull it all apart, but I really don't want to do that. Should I use the other one? Another option I have too is this one. We could omit that one and just go with this one. That is an option. I need your guys' help. Should we go with the polka dots and the red stripe, or should we go with the red Merry Christmas? I just want to make sure we have enough to get all the way through, because when you're doing a tree topper bow, it looks best if you do it with 2.5-inch ribbon, because then it makes a very full bow, and 3 of them is going to just make it very, very full. It's going to be a very tall, very fluffy bow. These are designed to go on the very tip top of hi Catherine, from their polka dots with the red stripe. What are you guys feeling? Kim says polka dot. So these, I'm trying to decide between the red or the polka dot. I just prefer to have a full, like, and these are 50 yard spools, or 25. This one's 25. This one should be 50. This one's 50. Man, that's kind of interesting how this one's only 25. This one is 50 yards. So having very, very full. Okay, you guys opt with polka dot. That's what we will do. So we'll just replace that with a polka dot. which is from Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby, I always say, has really good Grinch colored ribbons. So setting up our ProBow, we are going to do it this way. First of all, if you want to save a copy of this tutorial and you're on YouTube, hit the save button. If you are on Facebook, click the share button. On Facebook, it just does a copy paste from my Facebook page to your Facebook page. Just make sure you upload it within 30 days. All videos after 30 days are, they flush them. Facebook's not allowing you to store videos on their platform anymore. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. Kind of feeling like Facebook's kind of self-sabotaging there. All right, we are using row F. We are putting our tallest pegs in every single one of the holes, including the center. So yes, we will have a center loop. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13 loops that we're going to be building. We do have our center post. It does come with a spool holder, which is nice. So as long as you're remembering how to load and how to twist, these should not get tangled. So I'm going to push this aside. I want to make sure that all of my ribbon comes off the spool clockwise. So off to the right. So I have one here, have one here, have one here. So all of our ribbon is ready to go. And then keeping them like that will just allow it to self-feed. It's when you get your twists wrong that this kind of goes crazy. So we're going to try to keep that mess in check. You will also need 26 or 24 gauge wire. I'm using the green since it's going to go on a tree. And the first thing that we want to do to prep is we're going to spool out about 24 inches. So we're right there, 24. This is going to be the wire that helps us kind of keep everything in check. I'm going to make sure that we keep them both even lengths, so just getting that prepped, it kind of does this little loop-de-loo thing. And then this one, I'm going to go a little bit longer because I really want, this would be the one that you're going to tie on to the Christmas tree. It's also going to be the one that we're using for fluffing. So I'm going to go a little wider on this one. Little bit wider. We're going 3 feet, 36 inches. Okay, that is all done. We're going to do the same thing. Make sure that we have this one good to go. This is our helping hand wire, and this is going to be our start wire. So the first thing that you will notice is that there's a nail peg here at the bottom and the center post. If you didn't get a chance to watch the ProBow video last week, please do. It really explains what the ProBow is and how, if you're used to any of the other bow makers like Bowdabra and Easy Bow Maker, we don't really have a tension spot. So our center peg is going to be where we place all the tension, and we and our wire are going to be the tension that holds it all together. The pegs that we have up here are going to keep everything in perfect alignment. And that's the one thing that I like about the ProBow, is if you're looking for a clean, consistent looking bow, this is going to yield it to you. So that being said, we're going to measure out. First of all, I'm just going to go about 12 inches and I'm going to measure out tails. So 12 inches right here. I'm going to gather right here at the 12-inch mark. This is my 12-inch tails. And I'm going to use that really long wire. And I'm going to get this all sorted. There we go. I needed to get it on each side. I'm going to start here with a solid twist. Just a nice solid twist around my ribbon. Give it a couple. Okay. And then this is where we are going to tie on to our peg. So I am going to take my wire, and I've got it all lined up here for my peg. And the first thing I want to do is hold this to that center peg. and one wire, doesn't matter which one you like. You're going to wrap the wire around the top of your peg, just like that, clockwise manner. This other one down here, this one's going to get wrapped right here to that little nail, and then, so I don't get it mixed up with everything else, I'm going to drag it up underneath the bottom of the board. So now, tension point. So just like when we're doing all the other bow makers, we measure out our tail, we do a twist, boom, and we put it in our bow maker. Well, here we don't have a tension point. Like I said, this is going to be it for us. So here I'm going to, we're going to start our center peg. Oops, I want to make sure these are all facing. Looking at which direction these are going in. I think I wanted them wrong side. Let's see. Let's just twist this. Wrong side. Okay. I'm going to pick this up. We're going to go right over our center peg. And I'm going to gently pull this back. So we're doing wrong side facing. Wrong side facing. So we can go around that center peg. Right here, right every single time we get to that center peg, we're going to gather. Okay. And I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to take this and just move it out of the way for now. And then here is our, we're dealing with wrong side fabric. We need to get it back in order so that we can make it around the next set of loops. So it does what's called bottoms up. So you want to bring the bottom of your ribbon up. Okay. Always remember bottom up. We're going to go and loop this around our second peg, just like this. And once you get it wrapped around your peg, you can pretty much let go. So now, because I've created my first loop, this is where we are going to introduce our second wire. Okay, this one, it doesn't matter. You can bring it under the left side, bring it under the right side, whatever's easiest for you. Because remember, now we have no tension on that wire. We just have an anchor point. So now I am going to grab this and I am going to twist. Twist right there. Okay. I'm going to keep one up, one down, and bottoms up, right? We did our twist. Let's bring our bottoms up. Oops. Bottoms up. So that we're working right side of our fabric up and over. Okay. If you do it right, your spools all stay in the right orientation. Okay. We're going together. Okay. We're starting from the bottom. We're going to lift the bottom up to the top. I'm just going to I'm going to give myself some room. It's doing it the right way. I just have to get it up and over that peg. Okay. There we go. Nice even tension. Here we are right at that center peg. We're going to gather. Okay. I'm going to pick the bottom up right here. I'm going to use my center peg or my center wire again, just to kind of hold it all in place. A nice up and down. Oops. Let's pull that back. Went a little crazy. It gave me a little too much. Okay. Now we're going to go up and over our next peg. Pulling it back. Spools are straight. If you feel like you need to constantly use your up and down anchor wire, feel free. I usually just do it when I get both loops on either side. So remember, we're taking the bottom down here, always bottom up, twist, Spool that out. I'm going to go up and over. Okay. Once I get it over the peg, I can let go of that tension on my wire. We're back at the peg point. Gather, gather, gather. Bottom, up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and anchor with my wire. Just like so. And now I'm all rearing to go again. Here's my wrong side fabric. We're ready for our next pass. Up and over our peg. Pulling this out. We're at our peg point. Like I said, if you want to anchor, go ahead. I am fine with doing it once. So I've pinched. I'm going to bring my bottom up so that I've got wrong side here. Up and over my peg. Now I can let go. Go ahead and bring this all the way back. We're going to gather again. Bottom, up. Here's my wire. Go ahead and give it a good twist right there. Here's my wrong side fabric. We're ready to go for our next peg. Back up. This is all we're doing. Back and forth. Back and forth. Always going in the same direction. Okay. We only got a couple more to go. Hi Tracy. Hi Valerie. Hi Deborah. We're at the peg point. Gather. Just think of it like it's like your marker. Okay. Now we're going bottom, up. We're right here. Spool off, up and over. Okay, we're back here again. I'm going to gather at my peg. Okay, bottom, up. I'm going to needed to get my one wire up, the other wire down. There's always got to be one up, one down. Never let them both stay on the bottom. So I'm going to put that one up. That's at the bottom. Okay. We are going peg number 2. Up and over. Okay. I'm always making sure that my ribbon is the right orientation. I'm right here at my peg point. Gather. Bottom, up. Hold to your peg. Spool this out. Up and over. We're finished with the left side. I'm going to go right here to the center. We're going to start to gather. Okay, bottom, up. Going to take my wire. Right here. And I've got one more to make all the way through. So up and over. Ooh. Grabbing here. I'm going to gather that together. I'm going to twist. Right, bottom, up. And because this is my last one, I'm going to grab here. Oop. And I'm going to twist. And so it doesn't have to be perfect alignment. I am not a ProBow Pro for that. What I will do, however, is I will make sure that I got another 12-inch tail here. So I lined this up on my 15-inch line. I will end this at, what is it, 2 inches in. That should give us a 12-inch tail. Hey, you saw how it kept all of our spools handy. there's that. And that's only if you line them all up correctly. Okay. We can dovetail all 3 of these if we'd like. I like to do them individually because some of them, like this one, it's a little challenging. It's got wires in the weird places. Wires are here, but it's also here in the center. So dovetail end is just wired edges together. Cut from the fold to our wired point. Okay. And we're going to do the same on the last one. Wired edges together. Cut from the fold to the wired point. Just like that. Super simple. Nice little bow. Now, before we take it off the spool, we have to secure our wire. So number 1, with this wire, go ahead and give it a couple extra twists. You're done with that. All it was meant to do is hold your layers together. Now what we want to do is we want to secure and pull the whole thing off. So we're going to put some pressure right here, okay? And we're going to take the wire off the top. Just like that. There's that top wire. I'm going to grab the one that's underneath, wrapped on my nail head. Okay. And with this, you want to give it the strongest. I like to get them crossed and ready. And then really push that in. You want wire that is strong enough that it is not going to separate. Which means, like, when I go to twist it, it's not going to break. So something strong enough to do that. Okay. Nice and tight. Okay. Super simple. Ta-da! We're all done, right? So we think. Again, remember what the easiest way it is to get our ribbon off the post is remove the pegs. So everything has been in alignment up to this point. Easiest way to get them off. Take all your pegs out. Okay, there's those. Set those over there. I'm going to take my center post out. I'm going to move my spool holder off to the side. And if you want to add additional tails, like if you want to add some streamers that go all the way down your tree, this is where you're going to attach those however long you want to make them. I have some people who will say, I want a 6 foot, I need 6 foot streamers all the way down. So that means that I'm going to need probably 2 full rolls just to make sure that I have enough to give them 6 foot streamers. Because you're going to need 12, right? If you want 6 on one side and 6 on the other, you need 12 feet. So that's already dipping into your second roll of ribbon. But for this one, just 3 rolls of ribbon. Set that aside. Okay. Now the way that we see this is the way it would look if it came out of the Easy Bow Maker or the Bow-Dabra, but sideways. Because we build the bow sideways when we're building it Easy Bow Maker, and we build it Bow-Dabra. We're building it from the bottom up. This one we're doing it from the top down. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this ready for fluffing. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to go ahead and put my hook in the center, just like this. Okay. Perfect. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use this hook. I'm going to secure it right here on the wire so that we can start our fluffing process. So I am just going to make sure. Oops. It's there, but I want it a little bit more on the meatier side. Let's see, because that just feels really thin. Let me go around one more time. Let me take the long wires. like this. And I just want to go around one more time, just for good measure. So that when I lock onto that to fluff, it doesn't snap my wires. Okay. It's going to look a little odd because, like I said, we're building it from the top down. And this is going to be our other little short tail. So I'm just going to kind of hold this one off to the side. So how you fluff it is going to be entirely up to you. So you're going to count. I think this one is the one that has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this one is the one with 7. So this is our center loop. So let's turn it this way. How we're going to fluff, we're going to fluff from the top all the way down. You could do down all the way up to the top. I just find sometimes it's easier to work with what you have. Now, because this is 3 different ribbons, you're going to decide which ones go where. So we're going to just separate them right here, just like that. Okay, this is what we have. There is our first 3 ribbons. Voila, looks great, right? You would just pay top dollar for that. We're going to alternate between the one side and the other. So from here, I know that I grabbed the first one, so I'm going to let that be the second. Like, normally I would go here. I'm going to grab the middle one. Okay. Oops. Trying to get the middle one to separate because it's got glitter on it. Pulling middle out. Then I'm going to do polka dots. And then I'm going to do stripes. I'm just separating them. You're like, okay, I can start to see this kind of develop. Okay, work your same pattern. From here, I'm now going to take the polka dots, bring the polka dots out, and then the striped, and then the Christmas tree. Just like so. Remember, we're only building one half of the bow. So we're only building one half. Remember, there's our center loops. Okay. We still got a lot of bow making to go. Here, we're back to where we started at the beginning. We're taking our striped, and we're pulling that out all the way there. And we're putting the Christmas trees in the front. And polka dots all the way to the outside. Just right here. There we go. Just like so. Again, as you're fluffing, don't be trying to fluff this and make this look like a bow because it's only half. So we're only doing half right now. So just follow your pattern. Okay. And then now I'm going to do the Christmas trees. I'm going to reach into my other one here. Christmas trees out to the side. Then we are doing polka dots. And then we're doing stripes. Okay. There's our polka dots. I'm trying to get these lined up in order. Hang on a sec. I got it off base here. This. Oop. This has to go down below. Polka dots. Okay. Then we did Christmas tree. Polka dots. That has to go back under here. And then that. Okay. So just remember, we're working 3 all the time. I know it's starting to kind of fall over. Once we get to the other side, it starts to look so much better. Okay. Where am I? Okay. I'm trying to find this one. I think we are back with that one, that one, that one. Weird trees, polka dot, striped. Wait a second. Trees, polka dot. I'm trying to look. It's right here. Okay, I was right. And then now we are at stripe all the way over under here. There's the stripe. Now we are doing polka dots and the tree. We're going to be fluffing this a lot. Right now we're just separating all the loops. Okay, here we're back up at the top again, which is we did stripe, polka dot, trees. We're going to do trees. Trying to get it out. I'm trying to think. Hold on a second. There we go. I just had to get them in the right orientation. So, and the reason why it's kind of being funky about the center is it's on the peg. So once I pull off the peg and do a really good hand fluff on it, it'll look so much better. Okay, why are you over here? Okay. I'm trying to pull all these. Okay, we've got them all out of their order. They're all half fluffed. We're actually going to go the other side. This is where it actually starts to come together. Okay, so remember this was our center bow. We're doing polka dots. So I'm going to grab it here and I'm going to pull stripes. And I'm going to pull dots and trees. I'm just separating, not fluffing. Okay, next bundle here, it's kind of folding. Next bundle here will be dots, which is at the very bottom. Stripes. There we go. Once they all start coming out and you're realizing you're putting together the whole thing, it looks so much better. Okay, tree. Stripes in the middle, dots to the outside. Okay. And our tree's way over here. Okay, from here, we're doing dots, stripes, tree. Okay, from here, tree. Come on, tree. It's hard grabbing the one in the middle. Tree, dots, stripes. Trying to get that one all the way over. Okay, slowly getting there. We just have a couple layers left. One actually. So it is going to be stripes all the way over. Stripes, tree, polka dots. And now I'm just going to start and work through fluffing everything from the top down. Now remember, the wire is holding everything this way. So now I'm going to start to fluff from the top. It's hard sometimes to just give it a lot of love. And I'm trying to, now what I'm trying to do is bring the sides together and then fluff up the centers. Oops. Let me here's our top. And now I'm trying to bring the sides together with our tails. Starting to get there. Most of bow making is fluffing. Just making sure we've got all the layers in. Pulling that to the center, to the center. Remember, because when we're fluffing, we only were taking like one here, one to the center, one to the side. So now we're just fluffing those sides and bringing them all the way through. Trying to get this one to come all the way over. Nope, I was right the first time. I'm just trying to pull my centers over. Just have lots of patience on the fluffing side of things. Know where everything is at in relation to your bow. Oop. Let's get those tails under the bottom so I can put my ribbons on top where that is. It's getting there. This is why having a really good board that allows me to really pull it in the directions I need them to go is beneficial. Like I need to be able to put some in there. Oops. So, just like that. I'm dealing with a wire. So I have the wire that's wrapping around my loop. Trying to pull my wire back under. Probably easier for me to spin this. Look how pretty it is. Once I pull it off the hook, you'll see it's like perfect big bow. Let me get my tails. So technically each layer has 6 loops, but 3 different alternating patterns. Hey. So let's do what? Tree topper bow. I know, right? I'm doing it here. It should be folded side to the wired point, but I'm going in. Same thing here. There's that. Same thing here. I'm going up the wired point to my fold so we can get all of our loops. Put them all in order. Let's get you guys under. You need to be at the bottom. I just got to move the rest of the ribbons around. We are almost there. Almost. Trying to make sure we're meeting this side. See, like right now there's a gap. I'm trying to get this side to meet the other side. And it's all right here. I just got to slide it all on down. And the thing that's stopping it is my wire. So I'm actually going to undo my wire. Almost there. There we go. Because now I'll hold it like a bouquet in my hand. Then it's so much easier to fluff. So now I can actually bring these all the way around. Because I don't have a hook in the way that's allowing me. What do you guys think so far? I'm still spinning them, the bottom layer. Bringing my bottom layer around. Oops. Okay. Lay this down. And these would be at the bottom, all of our loops, all the tails. It just takes a lot of fluffing to get it to the way you would like it to be. How did you get way under there? Sometimes you just gotta reach up under there and give them a good old-fashioned fluff. this one just resorted to going back in its little hidey hole. See how they like to just go back. We want to keep them all nice and fluffed. Just like we're almost there. And still trying to play with the tops. Trying to get the tails to just stay flat so that I can get them. So I can bring loops over the top. But they just want to be their own. There's that one. We're missing one. So just make sure that you give them all a little bit of a lift. There's a reason why we use wired ribbon. So make sure you give them lots of love. Give them some lift. There's that one. And there's my other tail. It was stuck around the peg. Okay. And there is our magnificent tree topper bow. Let me take it off of this so I can tell you about how big in diameter it should measure out to. Grab it here. Move this off. I guess I could have told you based on the cutting board it was a 24-inch. So this is, let's see, I measure by my loops, not my tails. Because our tails are happy a solid 24 inches all the way across. But let's do loops. That would be 16 inches based on the longest loop pulled out. Maybe 17 inches. And then if we base it on the tails, the longest tails, those are 24 inches. So when you put this on top of your tree, it's not sitting like this. When we put it on top of our tree, it is sitting like so. So the wires that I have down here are the wires that are going to wrap around the very top of your branch, and then you're going to fluff, oops, sorry, you're going to fluff accordingly based on what your preferred look is going to be. But man, why did that close? Oh, it went to sleep mode. Okay. That's interesting. Completely. There we go. You love the colors of the bow. You love using your ProBow. Like I said, I don't use it all the time. So I use it to do tree topper bows, or specifically perfect bows with exactly I mean, we're kind of building that into our bow making anyway by using the Bow Dabber or the Easy Bow Maker, making sure your loops are the same on either side as you're going to pull those down. But yeah, it makes for a really gorgeous looking bow all the way through. So, what questions do you have? Valerie says Regina would be proud of you. Regina would tell me you need to practice some more. Because I think to date, tree topper bows, I have made maybe 8. And they're all the same process. So again, like everything, the more you keep doing it, the easier it becomes. And then you become a pro at making bows. But yeah, super pretty. Very full bow. You can put these on top of very large presents. I'm trying to think of where else would you put them. So car bows. So new home. You could put this on the door of a home and put, you know, congratulations, and put coordinating ribbon on it. Very large trees. You could put them in your front yard if you have very large trees. Where else could you guys think of that you would use a very, very large bow? Like I said, it's not too much bigger than the other ones. You know, it's 16, 17 inches in diameter. Yeah, I'm like trying to think. If you have really big like the ends of your staircase, you could put one on either side and then wrap your staircase with the rest of the coordinating ribbon. That is entirely up to you. You have your trouble getting your bow on the fluff hook. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of the wires, and it's just because my hand strength in getting these on is such a challenge. And that's where, like I said, it's just going to be practice, 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 like anything. The more you practice in one particular area, like for me, learning Canva or learning how to edit videos, the more I do it, the easier it gets, and then it almost becomes second nature. But I wanted to make sure that I was trying to explain it in a way that was easy for you all to understand. So there you go. I'm begging to love the ProBow. Aw, thanks, Deborah, and thank you for the stars. All right, that pretty much closes out the actual making of the bows. Next week, we're going to cover matching, like coordinating colors, coordinating patterns, like what goes good together, when is enough too much, looking at the different types, because now it's like, man, when I first started bow making, there was only 1.5 inch, 2.5 inch, and 4 inch. Now there's like 3/8, 7/8, 1 inch, what is it, 1.5 inch, 2 inches, 2.5 inch, 3 inches. It's like now they're making bows in wider lengths. So we're going to cover all things ribbon in our bow making series. And then the last class of the bow making series will be open Q&A. Any questions you guys have, please feel free to leave those in the comment box, either as you're watching the replay or as you're watching this live. Let me know, what are some things specifically you would love to know about making bows? Where is your challenge point at, so that I can direct you to the right tutorial? Or if we haven't covered it, let's cover it before we close out the series. Because this is probably the most exhaustive, all-inclusive bow making series that we have done, covering all things from, and I'm still trying to figure out, one-handed bow making. I'm still looking into that, because there's a lot of people who have challenges with their hand strength. So I'm looking into what can you do if you're limited to just only having one hand. So, okay. All right. You are so welcome, Deborah. She said, thank you for sharing your talent so freely. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you next Tuesday when we cover